Grand Rising, my loves. I just wanted to jump on here and be really raw and real with you. Please excuse my throat, I'm getting over something. I wanted to tell you a story. I've changed a lot in the past few years. I've had rather an intense spiritual awakening. And when you go through something like that, a lot of your fundamental core beliefs change. And it can be really unsettling to the people around you who just think you've gone nuts. And, you know, that's what they used to say, isn't it? Oh, you're just nuts, we'll just pop you on padded cell, and whatever. True intelligence is often perceived as madness. That's an Einstein quote. I know which label belongs to me, and I'm not mad. I'm not scared anymore either. So that's why I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to share some stuff with you guys. I'm getting out of my comfort zone, because the comfort zone is where dreams go to die. I'm not really growing unless I'm going to move through some of the fears that I have, which are showing up, speaking in public. So here we go. I'm going to try and do one of these videos a week. So I hope you guys enjoy it. And if you don't, just unfollow me. I really don't care. Okay, so the story. Okay, just give me a moment to breathe. It's the early 1600s. I'm living in a small village just on the outskirts of Panama City, South America. I'm in the village square with my girlfriends. We're sitting by the fountain. It's market day. All of the villagers are there selling their fresh produce and meeting up with their pals, having their usual catch-ups and shenanigans going on. The authorities at the time arrive. The vibe in the village changes. The villagers, the market stall holders, start scurrying around, getting out their papers. And there the bastards come. Show us your papers. Show us your license. This is a new law that they have deployed among us as of the year before, requiring people to pay the government to hold a license to sell, to make a living. Lots of us were not happy about this. Why are we handing over our money to foreign entities? It wasn't right. We heard a thundering of hooves behind us, me and my girlfriends, and we turned around. We saw a young man, maybe a few years older than us, riding his horse and giving the authorities shit. He rode up close to them, insulted them. They started to go after him. But he was too quick. Our eyes locked before he disappeared. I was definitely intrigued. About 20 minutes later, I felt a hand grab mine and pull me behind a wagon covered in hay. It was the young man on the horse. "You better be careful," I said. "You're gonna get a flogging if you carry on like this." "I don't care," he said. "Till the day I die, I'm gonna fight these bastards." I was hooked. It was sorry, there's a plane. It was a regular Robin Hood. A dream. My parents did not approve of this match. He was from a poorer family, and marrying him would mean that I would have to work. I told them that I didn't care, that this was the man for me. He was the only one with the courage to stand up to these bastards, and that was the only thing that mattered to me. So we married. And we had a business, running a small inn on the outskirts of town. Our business was more about throwing wild parties than anything else. There was always music. And my God, I could really sing. I'd never stop singing. People came all over. I'd say to be healed by me, but not so much. It was to be in our energy, because our energy was protective. And it gave people hope when it seemed like the world was closing in on them. We did more than just run an inn, of course. We were the underground. We could hook you up with who you needed. The lawyers. The lawyers were a big one. The government coming in and imposing fines and all sorts of things on the people. It's just unfair. We were the place to go to for help against these forces. Our business grew and grew, and we became very wealthy, and before long we had enough money to buy a much bigger inn in the center of Panama City. We bought a beautiful building, white on the outside, shutters and flower boxes filled with red geraniums. The inside was all beautifully tiled, and a huge fireplace, the hearth in the center of the inn, big picnic tables. We always filled that place with happy souls. We became a beacon of hope. We had 2 children, 2 boys. And we would not sign them up for their birth certificates. We knew what that meant. We would not pay our taxes. What right did this royal family have to our money? We would not back down. And that's when they came for me. They sent 12 men. I heard my husband out on the street with our boys, yelling. And I looked out our bedroom window and I saw them. They had 4 men holding him down and 2 men beating him. Other men had our children. My little boys that were putting up a good fight for me. I tried to run, but it was too late. They were already in my bedroom, and they took me. I remember everything. I was kept in a cell for a few days, with no food. They were bringing other women in there, and we would all be burnt. At the end of the week, some of the women were crying. I looked down my nose at them. I paced backwards and forwards in that cell. My feet were so cold they felt like ice. And I charged my entire body with hatred. How dare they do this to me? Don't they know who I am? Don't they know what is going to happen to them after they do this to me? When they opened the door to take me, I saw one of my childhood friends. He grabbed my arms and put them behind my back. He tied my hands together. I hope your mother's proud, I spat at him. I could not contain my rage, and I desperately wanted someone to pay. I looked at the people. All I had were my words. And I looked at the people around me. I cursed them all. I was wild with fury. They got on that stage. I saw my husband standing there, our 2 boys in his arms, all 3 of them crying. I wanted someone to pay. And he offered the highest price. I cursed him. excuse for a man, I said. You swore you would protect me, and you failed. Look at what is happening. This is your fault. I spat venom on that man. That beautiful, loving man who would have done anything to trade my place. I used the God force within me to destroy our love. I destroyed the balance of the masculine and feminine within myself and within the realm. I threw our family into a cycle of abuse. And how many hundreds of years have we been stuck that way? It became a belief system that I would continue to enter the realm in. The masculine cannot be trusted. The masculine will let you down. The masculine is pathetic, and you need to do this yourself. You'll live to regret it otherwise. If you are spiritually minded, you may understand how this pattern, how this loop has been playing out in my life. It's not just the masculine I'll blame or make responsible for me. And this is not the worst thing that my soul has done. If your spiritual practice isn't leading you into the depths of hell and handing you a mirror, I think you're missing out. So although confronting these truths about myself has been difficult, I've come to a greater understanding of why I am the way I am, how I got to be this way. I have greater self-awareness now, and I can make better choices. I can restore the balance within myself and within the realm. I do not believe that women have been oppressed by men. Although the force that does oppress us works through men, it does not come from men and masculinity within themselves. The force that seeks to oppress us is the force of evil. It is the force from the Catholic Church and from Rome. People today will continue to deny the existence of God when it's right in their faces. Parliament, the courts, all of our systems, they start off their ritual practices by evoking God, reading scriptures, putting their hand on the Bible. It's an ecclesiastical practice. There is great importance there. Do you think it's a mistake that we come out of government schooling thinking that there is no God? They've separated us from God because they want to be the power in our lives. Until we really get a grasp on what evil is and how to fight it, we're going to keep looping. I'm going to start talking about this stuff. And I hope you're here for it. Because this lifetime I win. This lifetime I'm winning.